The 1492 guy here with more surprises. We're talking about the Iroquois Confederacy. Now I am going to go into next time a little bit more about how the actual Constitution worked and how it works with states that we're coming into and out of and how they handled that. But for now, let's just know that it was the first democracy, the first United Nations. It was not in Greece. It was right here in our part of the world. If we want to be proud on behalf of the Iroquois Confederacy, no, we can be proud just because it's our area. We don't have to be proud on behalf of them. We can be proud on behalf of ourselves, can't we? I happen to come from that area. Slavery was outlawed. Now, this had a lot to do with the Mason-Dixon line during the Civil War in the States. Had a lot to do with malaria, but it also had a lot to do with the fact that the Iroquois Confederacy's sphere of influence went to right around that area. Slavery was a huge, huge worldwide business. They brought 12 to 14 million blacks from Africa during a period from 1500 to 1800. So quite a lot. Only 2 to 4 million Europeans came during that time. So you can see who was populating these two continents. As the Indians of the Western Hemisphere, its population decreased and decreased. Now, during the Mason-Dixon line was very much to do with the Civil War, where the line was drawn between pro-slavery and anti-slavery. Now, runaway slaves was a huge part of this business, and the Iroquois would not participate in that because slavery was outlawed and they didn't believe in it. Most of the other Indian bands and tribes, the white people would hire them to track down runaway slaves, and that was a huge business in itself. So it's no coincidence that the Mason-Dixon line is where it is. And the Iroquois territory, by the way, which was around the Great Lakes, New York, Ontario, Great Lakes type of area, Quebec, it did not go to the coast. And of course, some of the ports on the coast, they were a big part of the slave trade, and the Iroquois territory did not go that far, so they did not influence that part of the world. The women nominated the leaders. We've gone over that. They had socialist, sustainable ideas. Lewis Morgan's writing was a huge influence on a lot of the European writings, as people were fascinated with Indians in Europe and wanted to read about them all the time. Even children's rights, they had a little bit of that going on too, something that we'd like to get going here today. At the Voice of Reason, the children should maybe be participating in their government. So our ideas of thought, ideas and thoughts, and the way we govern ourselves, and the way a lot of these ideas, people around the world aspire to have these ideas, and that's where they emanated from, right here, the Iroquois Confederacy. See you next time. 1492 guy, signing off.